Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout. We're here. The return of Hughie Fury in Sheffield. Hughie, it's a pleasure to see you back. I know it's been a bloody long time, and I'm sure, like you said, you mentioned it there, the hard part's done now. I can get back to doing what I want to do. You must be absolutely over the moon just to get back in a ring.
Over the moon, can't wait. Like I say, the hard part is done, and now this is the easy bit. This is what I love to do, so I'm happy to finally be in the ring.
How difficult has this period away from boxing been for you? I know you guys, boxing's your whole life, and you were on such a run. You had so many big fights, a lot of experience, and then to have it derailed like that in such a bad way for so long. How's that been for you? How's that been like, just mentally dealing with all that?
Yeah, it was devastating for me to be on the top of my game and going in the right direction, and then to all of it just go apart was it was a frustrating time for me being out the ring. But like you say, everything happens for a reason in life. So now it's just a matter of climbing back in and getting the job done.
Has that almost reignited that fire? Because when you're out that long, sometimes, like they sort of referenced it on stage, you think, is it ever going to happen, kind of thing? I'm ever going to come back? Does that give you a bit more fire to say, you know what, for this part of my career, this next sort of chapter, I'm really going to enjoy it and make sure you get the most out of your talent?
Yeah, 100%. The hunger's there, and I've always had the hunger, but now it's just enlightened even more to being outside for 3 years, watching all these other fights go ahead. I may not be able to pick my two hands up, so now it's a matter of time just getting in there and getting back to the top.
I almost felt like when your dad Peter was speaking on stage, he was almost trying to say to you, you know what, he's all the talent, but it's up to Hughie Fury to go in the ring and do it. Even though he's speaking to Adam, he's almost like it was like saying it. It's down to you to do now, but you believe, heart of hearts, you belong on that top table. They mention all them other heavyweights. You believe you belong at that upper echelon, don't you?
100%, and I show it and get these fights out of the way, and we'll be back to the top. I wouldn't do this boxing if I didn't think it. My dad wouldn't be in my corner if he didn't believe that I was going to be the best. So that's it. It takes a team effort, and he is right. It's all down to me, and I'm willing to do that now.
When you see what's happening in boxing, especially with the heavyweight landscape, this sort of merry-go-round of fights we're having. I know you can't look past Saturday because it's a big night for you, but you must want to stick your name in with some of these guys. You obviously Dubois and Miller, Hrgovic's, and further afield to that, you must look at that and be licking your lips going, chuck my name in there once we can start getting back at it.
100%, these are the fights that I want. It's the main thing is being active for me. I've been out the ring for 3 years, a long time out, so I just want activity.
100%. What can we expect from you this weekend? I know it's a long time out. Is this purely about, just shaking everything off? You'll be familiar with the opponent. Obviously, Matty Harris has been training with you, so obviously a former foe of his. What can we expect to see from you?
The key is with me is just getting the rounds in, being underneath the lights and getting ring rust off and just enjoying it in there. Really, I'm not expecting to knock him out or anything like that. That's why we picked him, because I could have picked someone, knocked him out in a round or two. So he's durable, he's been in with a few people, and he's gone the distance. So that's what I want, the rounds.
What sort of Peter said about this part of your career, what he expects from you? Has anything changed from obviously the first run that you had with before this absence, or is it a case of no, look, we pick up sort of where we left off, we get back on winning ways and we just crack on?
Yeah, 100%. It's getting pick off and just getting the experience back in. Now we've already got the experience, it's just getting the ring rust off. All it is now is activity.
Everyone still always references you as a baby in the game at 29. You must be sick of hearing it. Every article I read, it's young Hughie Fury. You've been around, you've been in this game a bloody long time. You talks about your fight with Joseph Parker's and your Povetkin's, and like Adam said, in many people's eyes should have been world champion. Do you look back at that part of your career and just sort of say, you know what, that was then, this is now, I'm going to make my own mark, I'm going to start banging on these doors now, and people are going to really have to stand up and listen, because it's down to you now, isn't it?
100%. You can talk as much as you want. You can talk to someone blue in the face. At the end of the day, it's about doing action, and that's what I'm willing to do now. Is let me first do the talking.
When you look at some of these that are on the periphery of world title shots, the world titles obviously tied up at the minute, undisputed coming up. Who are the names you want to share that ring with? Who do you want to get in there quick with? You get this year done, obviously back end of this year, potentially a big fight, I suppose. But activity, who do you want to share the ring with?
All of them. All them names up at the top. This is the mix I want to be in. So it doesn't bother to me. As long as it's a big fight, I'm happy.
When you look at the likes of Dubois and Hrgovic, how do you see that sort of fight panning out? From the outside looking in, when obviously you've been in the game a while now, how do you see that playing out?
I'd say it's a 50-50 fight again, because Hrgovic is a big puncher and so is Dubois, so really it's whoever lands really.
Obviously, what top end of that card as well, the return of Deontay Wilder. Joe Parker's obviously just beaten the two men who are fighting each other now. How do you see that? Do you think we see a return of Deontay Wilder? Do you think that version's potentially gone against Zhilei, who's beat Joe Joyce like comfortably twice and then he's had a slip up against Parker? How do you see that?
It all depends how Zhang comes in. Like in his last fight, he come in too heavy. I think it was his heaviest he come in. If he comes in light, then yeah, but it depends how Wilder is as well. So, because he didn't seem to throw a punch in his last fight, so.
Do you put that down to some of the tougher fights that I've said before with Tyson, or do you look and think maybe he's just took his eye off the ball? Because I was there in person and I was looking, going, this is not a Deontay Wilder of old. Can that just happen?
Maybe he's just lost his hunger. That's what it looked like to me. He's lost his hunger, to the will to win. So maybe he's just maybe he's got it back.
When you look at what could come up as well for you, Joe Parker at that top table, you must look at that and go, I'd love to run that back for you. Any chance down the line, you go, you know what, let's get it on, especially with things getting tied up at the minute?
Definitely, these are the fights what I want. The main thing is get back in the ring, take one fight at a time, and yeah, these are the fights what I'm aiming for.
Have you got a message to your fans, the people who've been supportive of you, who've been obviously inquiring about your well-being and sort of been asking about how you've been since obviously this absence of the ring? Got a message for these who are behind you, especially at the weekend?
Yeah, thank you very much for everyone's support. Been waiting a long time, but the journey's back on the road, so thank you all and enjoy. I'm getting to the top.
100%. Look, Hughie Fury, I appreciate your time. It's good to see you back in just at a boxing event, and obviously to see you do your thing on Saturday night, it's going to be good. We'll catch up after the fight.
Thank you very much. God bless.